owner here today. Okay. And so, of you guys do you guys advertise? Anybody raise your hand? Okay. And so, what are the forms of advertising that you think are advertising? Just say it.
Internet.
Okay. Anything else?
Printed materials, billboards, radio.
Okay.
Television, social media.
Okay,
Word
great.
of mouth.
What was that?
Word of mouth.
Yes. Okay, great. So my background, and a little bit about me, just so you guys know, is I come from 25 years of advertising, television experience. I was a sales manager in 5 different markets. I worked for every affiliate you can imagine, ABC, NBC, CBS, and Telemundo. And so this presentation is built around my experience and what I have encountered and the premise of my platform, okay? So the number one fact for businesses is advertising for businesses is like food, air, and water for us to survive, okay? A business has to have advertising in order for people to know who you are, what you do, and how to get a hold of you, okay? So some facts for you guys to know. There are 28 million small businesses in the U.S. There are 540,000 new businesses every month, okay? Small businesses generate more than 50% of the U.S. economy. That's a big deal. So we need, small businesses essentially are the backbone of our economy, and we need them to survive. We've got to have them in our system.
So why does government hate us?
I can't answer that one. Okay, so of all these small businesses, the facts that small businesses probably don't know is 50% will fail in the first year, okay? 95% will fail within the first 5 years. Okay? So there's a correlation to this in advertising. 76% of consumers today say if you advertise, if you tell people, consumers, about your product or service, they will remember you, they will shop you, okay? So they say that. But yet 65% of small businesses don't do any sort of advertising at all, okay? 70% of small businesses don't even have a website, okay? So again, with 50% of small businesses creating the U.S. economy, they have to stand out. They have to be able to stand up against the big box shops, okay? So my saying, my belief, is the number one reason small businesses don't advertise because they say they can't afford it. You can't afford not to advertise. So let's talk about some of the current problems and why small businesses don't advertise. And this is all fielded from my 25 years of broadcast sales experience when I'm in the streets talking to small to mid-sized businesses. Buying advertising today is very stressful and confusing. Would you not all agree? Okay. Businesses can only believe whatever the advertising sales rep tells them about advertising. They have no other choice, okay? So let me give you a metaphor. When you buy a car, you can go to cars.com, Kelly's Blue Book, Auto Trader, Rustero, whatever is out there. You can source your car, you can find all the accessories, even the tax. You have negotiating power, right? You take that to the dealer, you say, I want that car with everything. They say no, you said, okay, I'm gonna go to your neighbor. They say, hey, come back, I'm gonna throw this with it too, right? That's what happens. In advertising, you don't have that. Why? Okay, you guys should question that. I already know. So businesses don't know all the advertising options that are available to you. Advertising for small and mid-sized businesses is seen as traditional media. TV, radio, and print, okay? And now, of course, the internet, okay? And so there are other things that are out there for businesses who have little to no budget. There are lots of things. Advertising companies are biased and greedy with their own corporate goals, budgets, and agendas. Okay, I was in corporate America, I sold it, okay? So in my other life, my other hat, when I sold advertising, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, I'm saying it needs to change, but when I sold it, I would meet you as a business owner. I would find out about your business, I'd give you research, okay, show you who your best customer looks like. Then I would offer my recommendation. By the time I offered my recommendation, okay, it's based on my corporate goals, my initiatives, my budget, my boss, and me getting a bonus. None of it was based on you, okay? But I am gonna dress it up and I'm gonna make it look as attractive as I can and tell you it's gonna do everything you want it to do, okay? A lot of times it does work, but a lot of times it doesn't, okay? So it's a gamble. Some more problems. There's no advocacy today for businesses when you want to advertise. So right now, a small and mid-sized business owner, if they want to advertise, there's no resource, there's no advocacy. So if I sold advertising to Beth and I was a media company, okay, and she bought the advertising for, let's say, $2,000, okay, and then Joe came to me and wanted to buy the same thing, I can price it more. Is that fair? It's not, okay? How would you know? You wouldn't, right? Okay? So there's no advocacy. So there's got to be something in place to protect and support small and mid-sized businesses when you're ready to advertise. There is absolutely no transparency in pricing, example I just gave, okay? So there's no way to find out, like a car, if the Hyundai whatever 360 is this price and then it's over here, it's the same price, okay? There's no way to find out. There's no way to get referrals or reviews on advertising options. Where do you find that? I mean, if somebody knows, tell me, because I've been in media for 25 years, or there's no place that I found it. And advertising is not one size fits all. It's all about fit, not price. So if someone sells you and says, we got a great deal, it's not a great deal if it doesn't make sense for your business, okay? So it's the old philosophy, you get what you pay for, okay? And in my 25 years, I would meet with businesses and say, I got a great deal, okay, but does it make good business sense? Is it effective? Is it working? So that one. Okay, so what is traditional advertising? This is what traditional advertising is seen as, okay, minus the internet. I need to add that to that now. So again, traditional advertising is viewed as expensive. Therefore, small and mid-sized businesses choose not to do anything at all. And that might be some of you guys here, okay? This is the real landscape, okay? Advertising's everything. There's a lot of things out there to connect to. And all it is part of finding out who your brand is, what your brand is, okay, who your audience is, okay, and then finding the platform that matches that so you can speak directly to them, okay? So that's what advertising is all about. But you have lots of options. There's a lot out there. Okay, this is the most important thing. Because advertising is great, it's good, but advertising is about reminding people when to shop you. I'll use a great example. When you see Domino's or any restaurant or food, do you not get hungry? Okay? So they're telling you when to shop you, they're showing food, okay? That's a really good, easy example. Here's another example, it's on the other end, is attorneys that go after, I don't want to say the negative words, but they go after people who've been in accidents. What do they talk about? The accident. Okay? So if whatever business you're in, think about the message, because this is important. This is part of the formula for working. Okay? Is you got to inflict pain. You have to remind people when to shop you. You can't just say, you know, we're the little, let's say, 5-cent store down the road. Hey, make sure you come to a 5-cent store down the road. But you can say, hey, if you're out of milk or bread, we got it. We got lots of it, right? Okay? And I use another one, a tire store, okay? So we've got, you know, I don't know all the brands, you know, Goodyear, whatever, okay? If you say that to all of us, we're like, okay, whatever, you know. But if you say, hey, if your threads are low or if they're real weak, you could get into an accident and kill your family. Don't be that dramatic, but I'm just using an example. Does that make sense? Okay. So the reality with advertising is you don't need a huge budget to advertise, okay? I'm here to tell you, you do not need a huge budget. You don't have to do major media to advertise. It's not a good fit for everyone. It's not, okay? Consistency and fit are the keys to success, okay? So if you can identify what your brand is and align it with your audience, and you know who your audience is, and you find the platform that's out there, own it. I say own it. Own it and control it, because that's how advertising works, okay? Advertising is not a marathon. Advertising is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So when people choose, or businesses choose to do a little here, a little there, a little there, that's not the formula to do it, okay? That's diluting your message, and that's just spreading yourself way too thin. So some examples, I'm not going to go through all of them. I don't know if you guys know, Walmart started as a 5 and dime store. Did you guys know that? I mean, it was like one shop, 5 and dime store. Okay, Ben and Jerry's started outside of a gas station. This one I love. So Mattel started, they revolutionized the toy industry when they went on the Mickey Mouse Club. That's when Mattel created their brand, their name, okay? So again, it's identifying who your audience is and owning it. So what are your options as a business owner? I tell all the people I consult with, you have 2 options. That's it, just 2. 1, you pound the pavement, you bang on the doors, you make the calls, you drag the business to your business. You do it all. It's hard, but you do it, okay? Second option is you pay someone. You pay advertising, you pay a salesperson, you pay a marketing team, you pay somebody, something to get that business into your business, okay? There is no third option. If you choose to not do either or of those, you will fail. I'm here to tell you, you will fail, okay? Advertising works with the proper commitment and investment. So just like losing weight, if everybody can relate, okay? We're not, or working out, you want to be a muscle man or whatever, or woman, you're not going to it's not going to happen overnight. And anybody who promises you that, it's wrong. It's not going to happen. There's no magic bullet. There's nothing that's going to bring floods of people through your door. It's not. It's a lot of hard work. It's consistency, and it takes time. It won't happen in a week, in 2 weeks, a month. It's not. But I will tell you this, the investment you make and the consistency will pay off. I promise you it will pay off. And the businesses that are examples of that, and I'll use one that maybe all of you guys have heard of, David Gruber. David Gruber is a good friend of mine. And I asked him, he's a good case study. I said, what did you do when you first started, David? He said he did TV. He did a little bit of TV. He never stopped. He will look back and say, I have done TV for the life of my company. Does that make sense? Okay. I have to shamelessly plug my business, okay? So what is Advertise? Advertise is a virtual advertising marketplace. It is the Kelly's Blue Book of advertising. It is the Amazon of advertising, okay? It is also the Match.com of advertising, because it does have metrics on the back end to match you with advertising, okay? It's a resource. It's unbiased, okay? It has reviews and referrals. It's pressure-free, no pesky salespeople. If you create an account, nobody's going to harass you, okay? It's there for you 24/7. And it's there to check out the advertising that is available to you, okay? So you can log on, you can see what television priced at, you can see what radio's priced at, you can see what print is, whatever is out there. We have 266 advertising partners, okay? So Advertise was created to empower you. So advertise a new way to buy advertising. Again, I vet the companies, I negotiate, I make sure that it's about you and your best interest. And I'll give you a great example before we wrap up here. I have a client that I bought advertising for, and we consulted. I gave her a strategic plan. We give a free strategic plan to every business that we meet with. And she picked one of the advertising options. And she said, Kat, don't call. I got a great relationship with them. I'll call them. I said, okay, go ahead. The next day she called me. She said, go ahead and book it. They were going to charge me double.
Well,
That's what we do. Okay, if that makes sense. So that's my story, my song and dance. What questions do you guys have? Because I know you got a lot.